Good morning everyone. I am Cris, Andreah, Egoc, and today we will discuss chapter 14, Hitting the Hard Stuff, Geologic Resources and Hazards. So first, let's talk about getting to know the Earth. So Earth is composed of multiple layers. So have you ever tried opening a hard-boiled egg and notice how it has different types inside? Well, our Earth is exactly like that. It has three layers. So the first layer we call crust, and it is the um, thick and hard, thin rather thin and hard layer of the earth. It is where we build our home, walk on, where we live. So the crust is where we are right now. Second layer is called mantle. It is the under of the crust. It is the thickest layer by far. It's more likely 2,900 kilometers deep from the first layer. The mantle is where the slow-moving materials flow over a million of years. But that slow flow is what makes our planet's surface move. The third layer is called core. It is the hottest, densest layer of the Earth. And it has two layers, the outer core and the inner core. So the outer core, it is the liquid metal, and the inner core, it is the solid metal. So next is the Earth crust is made up of the Earth's crust is made up of multiple plates. So the Earth is not just a one big piece, but it's broken. It's like a broken puzzle. That it is, and that is what we call tectonic plates. And the Earth's crust is mainly made up of 8 elements. So there are 118 elements in the universe, but only 8 elements that made up the Earth's crust. So next, move on to rocks are formed, transformed, and recycled through the rock cycle. So you might think that rock is stay here forever, but they're not. The Earth rocks goes through a never-ending process, and that is what we call rock cycle. The and the cycle is driven by the things like earthquake, volcanoes, wind, and water, and even ice. Then finding value in rocks. So rocks and minerals isn't just a big lumps of dirt, but it's also the use of everything that we use in every day. So first is silica. So silica, it is the main parts of sand and quartz, like rock glass. We melt silica to make those things like window glass, phone screen, and computer. Second is calcium. Calcium came from the ancient creature shell and bone. It is what we use to make those things like cement, marbles, countertops, and chalk. Third is halite or salt. It is just like a regular table salt. It is what we use to make our food fresh. It is help to melt ice on the road, and it is essential to our body to work properly. Next is gypsum. Gypsum, it is what makes dry walls. Then metal and ore. So we can't find a pure metal in nature, but because they are in ores. So metal and ores are mixed in. So we mine and process ores to make metals. So let's move on to extracting geologic resources. Surface mining. So surface mining, it is digging up the top of the land digging up the digging up the top of the land to get those valuable resources. First is strip mining. So strip mining, it is about scraping the top of the land to get valuable resources that only lies flat and close to the land. Then after digging, they put back up. They put the land back up when done. Second is mountain top removal mining. So it is what exactly the name says. They dig the top of the mountain to get those valuable resources. This mining only done in places where mountains have thick layers and cool close to their peaks. Third is placer mining. Placer mining, it is placer Uh, third is pit mining. So pit mining is it is the used to mine. So pit mining, it is doing pit mining. It is getting deeper and wider as it goes down. So we use pit mining to get things like gold, copper, iron ore, and limestone. So last is placer mining. So placer mining, it is the oldest type of surface mining. It is do people have been doing this for 1,000 of years to get those things like gold, diamond, and other precious metals and gems. This mining is only done in it is only for resources that has been washed away by water. So placer mining is different from other mining. So those surface mining is about those surface mining is about scraping the surface to get valuable geologic resources. And that's all for today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila P. Estorco. So now we will continue our discussion. So first, we will discuss about the forming and depleting fossil fuels. So creating rocks from life. So coal starts as a pit, sections of partially decomposed organic matter that accumulate on the Earth's surface. So over the million years, pit is buried, and heat and pressure transform it into increasingly pure forms of coal called lignite, bituminous, and anthracite coal. So there are downside in burning coal. So first is it releases toxin that is very dangerous for our health as a human being. It also emits large amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that causes global warming, and also subsurface coal mining is very dangerous, especially for the miners. They might drop underground when the surface collapses. Next one is it also damages our environment. So there are solutions in burning coal. So instead of burning them, we have one way is integrated gasification combined cycle, or IGCC. So IGCC converts coal into gas. So it is more cleaner and more efficient and has the potential to capture carbon dioxide. Next one is carbon sequestration. So sequestration are various ways to capture and store carbon dioxide underground instead of filling it up into the atmosphere. So next one is drilling for oil. So there are also consequences in drilling for oil. First one, it creates air pollution. So it also very dangerous for us as a human being. Next one, it releases carbon dioxide. So although it doesn't release the same amount as carbon dioxide in burning coal, but it also contributes to the um in into the atmosphere. Next one is it requires massive transportation infrastructure, especially in order to get the oil into refineries or factories. It needs massive transportation. Next one is oil spills cause environmental damage, especially to the animals. It can cause them death. Next one is fracking for natural gas. So there are two natural gas in fracking. First is tar sands. So tar sands are sands mixed with tar and bitumen. Next one is oil shales. Oil shales are sedimentary rocks that contain kerosene or an oil-like substance. So now let's discuss the nuclear energy. So there are two nuclear how nuclear energy forms. So first one is splitting atoms or nuclear fission. So the fission is two uranium atoms that splits. So when the two atoms splits, it creates or it produces heat energy or nuclear energy. Next one is fusion, or it means combining two uranium atoms. So that's next one is there are consequences in um nuclear energy or producing heat energy. First one is finding safe long-term storage for waste. So nuclear energy generation results in radioactive waste that needs safe, secure, and long-term storage. Next one is it causes environmental damage. And for the people fear nuclear accidents. So it does it's not about explosion like how bombs, but also when plants cooling are not functioning properly, so it creates nuclear accidents. So now let's discuss about the living on the dynamic planet. So all of us have already experienced earthquakes, right? So there are three ways or three how earthquake how earthquake works. So first is subduction zones or the convergence of two tectonic plates. So like this when two tectonic plates meets. First one is stretching or the divergence. So the two tectonic plates moves away or they splits away. Next one is strike slip or when two tectonic plates rub against each other. So that's how that are the three types of how land shakes when there is earthquakes. Next one is exploding and oozing volcanic hazard. So there are two types of volcanic. First one is explosive. So explosive is like when the volcanics explode, the magma distributes explosively into the different parts. And second is effusive or oozing. It is very gentle or not like explosive one. So hinay lang siya pag explode. Next one is remarking the surface. So remarking the surface is how the surface changes. So especially in landslide, mudslide. So the surface changes when there is landslide. So ang surface mo subdued siya. So that's all my topics. So my partner Egoc Andreah will show you um the the test or our assessments. So now the assignments write a position paper on whether you agree or disagree with the use of fossil fuels. Write it on a one half sheet of paper. So that's all my discussion, and thank you.